Hey guys, EC Network here, coming at you with another video. So last year, Cartoon Network introduced Acme Night, their new Sunday night movie night where they said they would have family-friendly movies to bring the whole family together, right? And I've actually enjoyed some of the movies they've had on Acme Night. You know, over the past 6 months, I've been watching some of these movies and they have chosen a good selection of movies. Like we had Spider-Man, the original trilogy for Spider-Man. You know, that was on back, I think, in October, November. And that was the first time I saw those movies within the past 10 years. It's been a long time since I've seen those movies, so it was really great to see them on TV again. But seeing these movies on Cartoon Network has made me question what exactly are they doing with the content they have on their channel. Now, what exactly do I mean by this? So as we all know, over the past 5, 6, 7 years, Cartoon Network has not had action movies on the channel at all whatsoever. It has been a big no-no for the network. Of course, they've had some reruns of Teen Titans and the original Ben 10, but they haven't had a new action series on the channel since 2014 when Ben 10 Omniverse came to a conclusion. But yet we're having the original SpiderMan Trilogy on Cartoon Network, which there are definitely a lot of mature themes in that movie that one could argue if kids can't handle action shows, then they can't handle that. So I'm kind of scratching my head at why is that on the channel, but action shows in Infinity Train can't be on the channel. Then they had the Amazing Spider-Man on, I believe, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I really enjoyed seeing that movie again. Like the other 3 Spider-Man movies, I hadn't seen that in like 10 years, so it was great to see it again. But again, more mature themes. They're showing people dying on screen. Uncle Ben gets killed. They have the Green Goblin get killed in the first Spider-Man. You know, all the villains that die, they all die on screen. So I'm kind of curious, how can we show that, but we can't show a cartoon character punching someone, right? The other thing as well is, I don't remember when this was, maybe it was in January or December, they had a movie called 17 again on the channel. And this movie is essentially about a middle-aged man who's kind of regretting where his life is now. He thinks that by the decisions he made in high school, if he could go back and change them, his life would be drastically different for the better. Now, and I'm not even going to repeat what happens in the movie because a lot of what happens in the movie would probably get my channel demonetized if I talked about it. And so I kind of wonder, you know, how is it that these adult themes, and they are, I don't want to say very adult themes, but they're definitely pretty, you know, not meant for kids based on some of the things they talk about in that movie. How is that on Cartoon Network? But Ben 10 can't be on Cartoon Network in an action format. Obviously, we had the reboot, but it's not the same as the original Ben 10 with the action elements that that series had. So I'm just wondering how the selection of movies they are choosing are definitely PG-13, but yet we can't have an action show with any violence in it on Cartoon Network. And we can't have Infinity Train on Cartoon Network because there's no child entry point. Cartoon Network, what is the child entry point in 17 again? I just don't know what they're thinking when they have those kinds of movies like the Spider-Man movies, which again, I know Spider-Man's a superhero, kids can like Spider-Man, but still, it definitely has some more dark and mature themes in it. Kids can enjoy it as well, but how is it that that movie's on the channel, 17 again's on the channel, but we can't have any violence in action shows on the channel? It just kind of sends a mixed message to me of what Cartoon Network is doing exactly. Like, we can have these movies with very adult themes on the channel, but we can't have action shows on the channel. The one thing I will say, though, is that it is possible that Cartoon Network doesn't care anymore about having, you know, violence on the channel and more mature themes on the channel. And it's just that they don't have any content ready to show for that. Like, for example, we have Batman Caped Crusaders coming, and that seems like it's going to be a more mature action series, more dark and dreary, but we haven't seen anything of that yet. We know there's a new Ben 10 series coming. We don't know if it's going to go back to the darker themes that were in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, or is it going to be more on the lighter side like the Ben 10 reboot. So it is possible that Cartoon Network is just changing its direction to have some more mature content on the channel as well for, you know, kids to watch, but also viewers of an older audience as well. But it's just weird to me how we have these mature movies on the channel that I can't even talk about one of them on my channel because it would probably get me demonetized for the themes that are in that movie, but we can't have action shows where a cartoon character punches and kicks another cartoon character. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I'm hoping Cartoon Network really, you know, goes back to the way it used to be 10 years ago, where there were a plethora of action shows on the channel with other types of genres as well. Like, they had comedies as well as action shows. They had such a nice variety on the channel back then, and I'm hoping that we can get back to that soon on the network. But anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. Are you surprised by the selection of movies that they've been airing like I am? You know, that we could have movies with those themes in them, but we can't have action series on the channel or shows like Infinity Infinity Train? Let me know in the comment sections below, and I'll see you guys next time.